Hello, and welcome to Still Meditation. My name is Lella, and tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Our theme this evening is building hope. And if you live in the province of Ontario, you've been smacked with a stay-at-home order, which has been extended by 2 weeks till I think May 20th. So it's a hard one. A lot of businesses have had to close. I'm not even sure if they're allowing curbside pickup. I think it's becoming quite restricted, and you know, they have to. The numbers are out of control and the situation is quite dire. Hospital capacity is to the hilt, and you know, we're struggling. And of course, hopefully when we get some more vaccines into arms, the situation will start to change. So I selected hope tonight because I find it is one of those qualities that really helps to keep you positive, to increase your resilience, and help you get through some difficult times. So hope, defined, is a feeling of expectation or a desire for a certain thing to happen or to be, which will make your life better in some way. Now, hope isn't the same thing as wishing. Wishing really, there's no action associated to it. So you can wish for something, but you know, it doesn't change anything. You can be also optimistic, but being hopeful does say that you're being optimistic. But when you're optimistic, there's a certain certainty that goes along with what you're being optimistic about. So usually what's going to happen will probably happen so. And the last quality that it's not the same is being able. So you can be extremely able at doing something, but if there isn't any action, that ability is useless. So what hope does instead, it focuses on 3 components: goals, pathways, and agency. So goals are setting clear, defined, valuable goals, whatever it might be, something that you want, desire. Pathways is the capacity to develop strategies to reach these goals and overcome obstacles. And then agency is your ability to shape your life. It's the belief that we can make things happen, and it also gives us the motivation to reach a desired outcome. So those 3 together form hope, which, as you see, is much different than just wishing for something. Hope is very actionable. It's directed. There are a lot of benefits of having a hopeful outlook on life. First of all, it's been correlated with superior academic and athletic performance. And again, think of that focus-driven, motivation, goal-oriented behavior. It enhances well-being over time, since you expect to be successful in achieving goals. And therefore, it underlies a sense of positivity in how you are. Also, the way you look at stress is different. As opposed to seeing it as a threat, you see stressful situations as a challenge. And again, that's overcoming the obstacles. Hope is also negatively correlated with anxiety, and it protects against perceptions of vulnerability, uncontrollability, and unpredictability. And again, it goes back to the same themes: having a goal, being motivated, having a strategy to actually accomplish something. When you have those things in place, then the anxiety, which is often irrational thought, can be kept at bay because there's a plan in action. Hope also serves as a motivational factor, and it helps you initiate and sustain activities, as I mentioned, towards long-term goals. So it includes flexible management of obstacles that can get into the way of goal attainment. So again, if you've happened to fail at something, you don't just stop and quit. You modify your goal, redefine your strategy, and get going again. Hope has also been positively related to overall life satisfaction. And again, it's that forward-focused thinking that keeps individuals positively involved in their life, regardless of any limitations that may be imposed upon them. And then hope has been described as a dynamic, cognitive, motivational system, which is a very fancy way of saying it's your get up and go. Hope, in essence, makes our life bearable. It makes tough situations more manageable. And just that ability to envision something that you desire, that you want, it gives you that moment of happiness. In my opinion, hope is the key to making everyday life better. And really, it gives life meaning. So tonight we're going to do something different. We are going to do a meditation as usual, but we're going to work for it this time. So I'm going to ask you to think about a goal, and we're going to work through the steps on how we can make this goal happen. And we're going to do it using a similar meditative setting. So we're going to use the essence of being to go inside ourselves to think about a goal, which eventually we will be doing. So I'm going to start the meditation with the bell, and as usual, we will conclude the meditation with the bell. So find a comfortable position for yourself. Either could be sitting upright, with your back, neck, and head straight but not rigid. You could be standing, you could be lying down, whatever position is comfortable to you. You can allow your eyes to close if that feels comfortable for you, or maintain a soft focus, gazing about 6 to 12 feet in front of you. So let's begin by taking a slow, deep breath. And let's bring ourselves into the present moment. Let's start by settling and taking our focus away, busyness of the day, or any anticipation of what's coming up tomorrow. Let's breathe deep into our belly. And let's try extending the out breath. Remembering that a longer out breath signals the parasympathetic nervous system time to relax. And let's take a minute or two to just scan the body for any areas where there may be tightness, tension, soreness. And let's breathe into those areas and try to soften the feeling. If you do notice a nagging tension, see if you can shift your position to make yourself a little more comfortable. So now for the first part of the meditation, let's bring to mind a goal that you hope to achieve in the near future. It can be as big or as small as you want. And when you envision this goal, describe it in as much detail as possible. Envision a picture of what it would look like. Now think about how much you desire this goal. And think about why you want to achieve this goal. What is motivating you? Now let's imagine that you've achieved your goal. Describe how you think you will feel in this future memory. How does it feel in your body? How does it feel in your mind? created an image of a goal, of where we want to be and where we want to go. Let's take some time and create a roadmap. Let's take a few breaths in. And let's start thinking about a plan. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be complete. Let's just take that step from the vision and let's start translating it into action. So let's start by listing any actions or strategies that you can use to achieve your goal. And if you can think of more than one, it's even better. So now that we have a path, or maybe more, that we can choose, can you anticipate any potential barriers in any of these pathways? Now think back to a time when you achieved a goal by overcoming barriers. What were those barriers? And how did you overcome them? Now let's think back pathway or the pathways that we identified before. Can you see one which is best? Do you have some ideas to overcome any potential barriers? And can you plan for any contingencies? Just adding a little flexibility so you can keep your eye on your main goal. And now let's think 2 or 3 things must be accomplished for you to attain your goal. Maybe you can only think of one right now. That's okay. What would be one major step towards attaining your goal? Now that we've begun to create a plan towards our goal, let's define our support system. Our support system will lend towards our agency, our ability to transform our lives. First off, identify any people or resources within your community whom you can rely on as a source of support in pursuing your goal. We can all use cheerleaders. Now, think about something that motivates you. It could be a song, a movie, it could be a person. Think of how you can use that or them as a source of inspiration to help you pursue your goal. And finally, let's think of some sentences that remind us of how capable we are. Phrases that we check back into to remind ourselves, to motivate us when we're feeling a little doubtful. Maybe something like, I am capable and resourceful, and I will achieve. Now let's take a deep breath. And just more. As we come to the end of this meditation, take a moment to reflect on your goal and let it fill you with hope. Consider your plan and think about what you can do tomorrow to act on it. And finally, take a moment and truly believe that you can do this. Well, thank you all very much for joining me this evening. I think it's during these times of intense anxiety and uncertainty for the future, it's a great time to go inside and start thinking about where is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to be doing? Is there anything you need to change? I'm hoping this exercise, and I know it was not easy, got you thinking about things that maybe you want to change, that maybe you want to strive for. So I'd love to hear your comments. Feel free to visit the YouTube page. You can either put a comment directly on tonight's session. You can send me an email as well. And if you have any recommendations or other meditations that you would like to see, then definitely feel free to reach out and contact me. Thank you all very much. Be well and be safe.